we'll start ahead with our we'll go ahead with our designs. Then for the page, I think the page, should I increase the page, the image size? I'm looking at increasing it with what I have in mind. Um, let's see. All right, I can just leave it there. Yeah, I'll just leave it the way it is. Okay. If there is need for me to expand, I will have to expand. But for now, let me leave it to this. Right. So okay. Now let me start up with our designs. Now, what I have in mind is I actually want to do a design. Yeah, I actually want to do a design, but that design very simple but unique and awesome as well, creative also. Right. So let me go ahead and start up with my designs. So now, what I have in mind is just I just want to write a kind of chairman bring jobs chairman bring jobs, yeah, because of recent couple of friends, they are reaching out to you, Sonak Alpha, do design for us, for free or not for free. So many kind of thoughts. So I'm actually doing this design because of every all of them out there. All right. So we are okay. Active. I'll copy this. So we are active. So I want to. Uh, we are active, right? We are active. Okay. So we are. So let me make this capital letter. We are active. So, so I'll just be fast with this. Since you have been following me from the fundamental of this class, you should have been you should understand me the way I'm doing this now. Uh, I'm not to be I'm not to be taking uh the captions of everything I do. I'll only just get started then. Why you understand, because by now you ought to have understood whatever thing I'm doing now. Alright, so it's not everything I'm going to explain. I'll just start up with my designs and show you how I do it. Okay, so we are for today's design. I just want everything to be centralized. All right, so everything will be on the center. So look at how I drew my ruler. My designs are not going to sit there. All right, my designs are not going to sit there. Oh, we are active. Okay, so let's say um okay, we are active. Right. So now, oh, okay. So there's something I want to introduce here. All right, Chama bring jobs. We are active. There's a particular design. Okay, let me go ahead and select font for this. I'll change the fonts. Um, maybe the size for it will be, let's say, let me see the 96. Let me increase to 96. I'll see how. Okay, 96 is perfect. All right. So the active as well, the size should be somewhere around the size for the active should be maybe 105, 105 just to meet up, 105 just to meet up with, let's see, 100. Okay, so you see that. So just to meet up, I actually made it 105 just to meet up with the two e's there. All right. So I actually gave it 105 just to meet up with the two e's there, so it will join together. Okay. So now, for the we are, um, okay. So let me go ahead and this chairman, the font I want to use there is this. First, let me go to this we are. All right. So now let me select the font. The color should be black. Let me bring the color to black. All right. Okay, so then go ahead and click the fonts. The style I want to use is I think, let's see, I have one in mind. Go bold. This is what I have in mind. Go bold. All right. So look at it. So for the class, I'll be sending the fonts to you. So go bold. That's what I'll be using. All right. I will say okay. Do you see that? All right. Now I'll close this a bit. Let me close it a bit. I'll close it a bit. The spacing maybe around the uh -6, or I think -6 is okay. Yeah, -6 is okay. So let me delete this active, then copy this, copy, bring it somewhere here, then edit it to active. Active, right? So that's it. So now we are active, all right? Aha. So now the next step I want to do there is so let me bring this to the middle, this also to the middle, right? All right. So I can click on my magnet to align it. Also click on my magnet to use my magnet to align it. All right. Oh, okay. Let me bring this down a bit. Okay. So I'll use my magnet to dictate the middle of the line. So let me take this up. Okay. So for the image size, let me increase the image size so that I can be able to. The image size, let's say 1400. Okay. So 1400 should be nice. All right. So let me take this up here, then bring this somewhere around here, then now take this to the middle. I think this will be nice. This will be better than any other thing. Yeah. So it's okay like this, all right? So it's okay. It's actually okay this way. I love it this way. So now the next thing I want to do is I will bring in a font, a text here, also by the middle. So for the text, what I'm going to try type here is mind mind you, maybe mind you, exclaim it. There's always a percentage for referrals. All right. So I'll just go ahead and click on. I'll enter it. Then do the necessary thing. Reduce. I'll reduce it. Maybe the font size. I will give it. The font size. I will get. The size will be. Okay. The size should be. Let's reduce and see how what we get there. I think the size should be okay. All right. So that's nice. So let me take it up. Let me bring it here. All right. Let me increase the size. Let me increase the size more. Okay. So let me leave the size to this and take it and bring it to the middle. Okay. So now the next thing I want to do there is okay. So now I just thought of something now. You see why while I was dragging this shape, I noticed there is actually an effect on it on this particular text. This by default by Photoshop, I mean by Pixelab, this actually that rounded it actually made it more beautiful when I took it closer, and I think that's nice for me to make something similar to that. All right. So I'll just go ahead and bring in a shape. I'll draw a shape. You know, draw a shape. Take it, bring it to that size to round on this our test right there. I can zoom. I can zoom in to get whatever thing I'm doing done. So I'll just zoom in. Just for me to get the shape well. I can zoom in whatever thing I'm doing. Okay. So now I can go. I can give the radius only one. Then for the fill, I'm not giving it any fill, alright? So I'll go to gradient. So if I go to gradient, I'll click on transparent, alright? So that I don't want the inside to have a color, rather I want the outline to have a color, okay? So now, if you can't be able to locate this, the transparency, see what you're going to do? Click on the gradient, like I always tell you, click on the plus sign. When you click on gradient, you click on the plus sign there, alright? So when you tap on the plus sign, okay, let me just give it a color first, alright? So when something like this will come up. When something like this comes up, see what it's going to do? You tap on the first here, then click on color. When you click on color, drag this last one, drag it to the ending, the beginning point. Okay, so you go over to the other one, the other level, click on it, also click on color, drag it to the ending point. Okay, okay, you now see that there's no color now on it. So I will scroll up, give it a stroke, maybe the stroke like about 2. 2 will be nice for it. Then the stroke, the opacity of the stroke, I will reduce it to somewhere around 65, 65, so it will be that visible enough. All right, 65 is okay. So I can blur the radius by 1. All right, so you see that particular effect while trying to drag this thing. So that's why I actually replicated to make my design more beautiful and awesome. You see that? So okay, so that's it. Let me zoom in. So you see what I actually did here. That's really wonderful. All right, so now um the next thing I want to do on this is I want to bring in an image. All right, I want to bring in an image, a background, of course. So I'll just go to the plus button up here from gallery. All right, so um where's my tutorial? Okay, so this is the image I want to bring in. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and click on OK. I'll OK it. All right, so I will zoom it to fit. I will zoom it very well to fit our design. So I think I will have to zoom a bit. Oh, it's nice like this. I can still zoom it a bit. Can still zoom it. Make the size somewhere. See the relative size. I'm using 126 115. All right. So I can just leave it to that. It's actually nice this way. Okay. I think I like it this way. Yeah, it's okay for me this way. All right. So I will try to adjust this a bit. Let me take it up a bit. Okay, so is actually okay like this. I'll just leave it. I'll leave it. Okay, so I will send it to back. All right. So when I send it to back, I'll go to opacity and reduce. The opacity should be around. Or let me reduce the opacity and see how it goes. Let me see. Let me see how it goes. Let me see how it goes. Okay. So no. So maybe leave it around the 11. 11. Okay. Around 9. I think nine would be nice for the opacity. The 9 should be nice. I think it's nice. That's what. Let me look. Let me take a close look at it. Okay, I'll still reduce it a bit. Maybe somewhere around 5. All right. So when I look at it, it's actually deep. Okay, somewhere around 6. All right. Yeah, 6 or maybe 5. 5 is perfect. So I'll just go ahead and lock it so that it won't disturb our design. Okay. So now the next thing I want to do there is I want to bring in an image. So I'll just go ahead and bring in an image. All right. I'll just bring in an image. This is the image I want to bring in. But I found out that I didn't remove the background before the class. Right. So my bad. I didn't remove the background. So what am I gonna do now? What am I gonna do now? Okay. Let me bring it first. I'll bring it in first. Let me try to resize it small to make it more smaller. Okay. So this is the positioning I'll be giving it. But before then, let me go to remove background, erase color. I'll click on OK. So the tolerance. So watch now what I'm going to do now, how I can be able to work with this image. Hence the background is a kind of equal. I'll increase the tolerance. You see what I'm doing? So the tolerance should be around maybe somewhere around the 18. The tolerance should be somewhere around 18. All right. So on the smooth edge, you now smoothen the edge maybe around 3. Yeah, the smoothing of the edge should be 3. See what I did to um you know to eradicate the background there, just to remove out or move out the background from our design. See what I did? So That's really wonderful. But now, still on that, I actually noticed that my design that this particular design is actually having some a kind of outline around it. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'll click on the image, go to my mask. When I click on my mask, see what I did. Okay. So, but now I'm going to click on out. See where it was before. By default is on in, but I'm going to click on out. All right. So when I click on out, it turns like this. So when it turns this way, then from here, let me remove the magnets. From here, I can be able to, I just want to erase the background. All right, that outline, there's an outline that just appeared around it. I'll just trying to get rid of the outline. All right, so that's my target. Getting rid of the outline is actually my focus right now. Okay, the image is already, the background is already out, so my main focus now is how to get rid of the background. All right, so all right, so let me see what we've done so far and see how. So So do you see that? That's really awesome now. The background is actually out. So I'll still go there and make some adjustments. This part, this part still not out. All right. So this double part, they are still not out. Okay. So now I'm not really going to remove this down part. I only have to remove the right hand side. All right. Because the down part side, I'll be using it for an effect. So then I'll try to check this. Okay. So the right hand part is out now. So I'll just drag this down. Okay, just bring it down. So there's no need for me to still remove that of the right hand side. Okay, it's actually nice. Then our shadow is still there. So the next thing now for me to do is um I think the design is already okay. All right, the design is already okay. So I can equally give color to this. Okay, give it color. Then I just thought of something now. Yeah, I actually thought of something now. All right. So, and that is what I just thought of is just how I can be able to make this creative. So for this we are, I'll click on this we are, remove the E there. Okay. So the active, I'll click on the active, remove the E there. All right. Did you see that? So I'll just try to bring this close to here. So drag until it gets to the ending. So you see what I did? So I actually increase the size of the active. So the size of the active is now more than the size of the we are now. So I actually aligned this to be and this also to curve. All right. So that's what I actually did here. All right. So now I will now go ahead and let me zoom. Okay. So I'll copy this. The active, I'll just copy it. Okay. Then edit it to be E. So I want to use one E to join the two of them together. All right. So one E will be joining the whole designs together now. So did you see that? So let's see how it goes. 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 So one E is going to be joining the two together. All right. So you see what I actually did here. So that's really awesome. But for now, I noticed that the E is too bold and actually dragging the whole attention instead of being creative. So I'll reduce, go to font. So the font you'll be using there is I'm just thinking of the font I'll be using here. Okay, so let's look at I think I have Roboto, something like Roboto. Roboto. This Roboto regular. This Roboto regular. Okay, right here. So let's see if we can be able to use that. Okay, so this Roboto regular will be nice for it. All right. So let me just use it. Then increase the size. So the Roboto regular is much better than the other thick one. Or I can equally go there, give it another font. Maybe the ABZ. Yeah, or the this look at the font I just selected here. All right, I can just give you this font. All right, so the font is a kind of thing, so when I'm dragging it too big, it will just match with whatever thing I have in mind, so it won't be much thicker than what I have in mind. Okay, so now you see that the whole thing is now aligned. So I can bring it, use my rule to guide it to see what I've done. So I can bring all this ruler, then bring another one, the down part, to ensure that everything is guided. Right. So now everything is in order. So when I look at it closely, everything is in order, aligned and active. So I'll click on the E. See what I will do. So I will hold this knot right there. Okay. So when I hold the knot right, I will just try to cut the E a bit. Cut the E a bit. Not too much, not leaving it the way it was. I'll just cut it up a bit. Right. So just for me to cut it up a bit. All right. Okay, so somewhere here, do you see how awesome our design appears now? So for this particular other design, I can equally reduce it. Sorry. So let me lock our image, lock this. I will lock the active, lock the we are. Um, what else am I locking right now? So I will lock the E. I'll be locking the E. So for this shape right here, so I'll try to adjust this shape, bring it close to align with the E. Do you see that? So I actually want to align it with that E. So but let me zoom in and see what I've got. Okay, so this other part is still longer than it. I'll still have to click there, bring it somehow close. Then now, so I will try to use the tool here to drag and see how it goes. Okay, I still have to increase it a bit. I still have to sorry. So let me use this to drag it close to see what I've got. All right, so I'll just try and adjust this to get whatever thing I want to do very well. Okay, so then for the mind your this, I will just bring this up so it will fit in to the shape. So now I think I'm going to reduce the font size of this. The font size, I'll reduce it to somewhere around 14. I think 14 should be nice. 14. So when I leave it on 14, I will bring it in. All right. So I will bring this in to fit into. Okay. So that's awesome. That's really awesome. All right. Now our design is actually giving us the shape we actually wanted. So now is for me to the whole thing now is actually in order and in placed. It's actually placed well. All right. So let's see what else we can be able to do. The image, let me increase the image a bit. So the image right there, let me increase the image. I just trying to increase the image small, just okay, to be under the. Then I'll bring this in a bit to actually position properly. But right, okay. Or I can just bring it in so I won't exceed our grid, just to maintain that. Okay, so that was awesome. Now let me take it up a bit. So now the next thing I'm going to do, I'll click on the active, go to color, give it a red color. Okay, a gradient. I'll choose a gradient. So when I choose a gradient, I will select. So look at what I'm going to draw now. For the lighter part, I want to bring the lighter part up to this point. All right. So the lighter part should be the color there should be I think the lighter part should be DD. Let's see what we can be able to get here. I have a custom color I have here. DD 2A 2A 2A. I think DD 2A 2A. So let's see. That's nice. All right. So this is the color I want to use for the lighter part. All right. Then for the deeper part, I want to use full black. I'll drag this to full black to get full black. Do you see what I did? Okay. So when I okay the job, I will now see what it actually gives me. Wow, that's really wonderful, wonderful. So I'll go ahead and click on the E as well. E. When I click on the E, I'll go to gradient and choose the. So once I've done the gradient here, it will still take place here. So I'll just go ahead and click there so that I won't take much of my time. Okay. So do you see that? That's really wonderful. That's really awesome. All right. So now, the next thing I'll be doing on this design, I think with this I'm okay. Yeah, I don't have to do any other thing. I'm okay with this. Okay. For me, I'm okay with this. I don't know about you. If you are not okay, you can still do yours. But for me, I kind of okay with this. All right. So I don't really have any other thing in mind to do to this design. Okay. Now let me just go ahead and okay. This bring chairman bring jobs. I can bring it reduce it a bit, bring it to the actuals maybe inside here. Then go to fonts. When I go to font, I will what font will I give it now? South. There's a font I saw here the last time. South Australian. I think South Australian. I think somewhere around up here. South Australian. There's a font I saw here. Or is it on Canva? Was it on Canva? There's a font I saw here. South Australian. Okay. I think I have it. Okay. See the font South Australian. So when I give the font, it's actually making it a kind of small. So I'll go to size, the size, and increase this maybe. So let me drag and see how it goes. Wow. Maybe I will give it 60, maybe 67. All right. So when I give it 67, I'm trying to take it up to see what I've got. So that's nice. All right. That's really awesome. So it's really nice. So I'll bring it just close to um the chairman and the E, the up right there. So I'll give it a color. The color should be black. So I can equally leave it at the green. So why I'm leaving it at the green for it to align with this, since our image have green, so it's still in place. All right. So it's still in place. I can just leave it at the green right there. All right. Chairman bring jobs. We are active. Mind you, there always a percentage for referrals. All right. So that's really awesome. All right. Really, really great. Think I'm okay with this. I'm really impressed with this. So now the next thing I'll be doing is just for me to, I'll go to test, bring in a new test. So you just the up here. I'll write maybe I just want to write something. Sonac Media, Sonac Media, Sonac Graphics Media, Sonac Graphics Media, right? Right. So I will reduce it. The size I will make the size very small. Okay. So the Sonac Graphics Media, maybe I can give it maybe reduce the size to 12. So when I reduce the size to 12, I'll go to fonts. I want to give it this ABC regular. All right. So I'll click on OK. So I'll go to my, the spacing, trying to drag this, all right, or leave it at 100%. All right. So go to color. I'll go to color, black, or let me see this green how it goes. Okay. So for this, I will leave it on green. Then for the chairman bring jobs, I'll bring it back to black. All right. Okay. So for the Sonac Media, I'll bring it to green. Then take it up here. Okay. So I'll take it up here. So now I think our design is okay now. The design is actually appearing nice. Okay. So now I noticed that my design is not aligned properly. Is not aligned properly. So I have to align everything in proper place. I have to put everything in place. All right. So let me log this image first. I will log the image. So when I click on the E first, the E I will bring it, I'll tap leave this on 5. When I keep this on 5, I'll tap 1, 1, 2. See, you see what I did? Or maybe 1, 2, 3. I think 1, 2, 3 will be right. Will be okay. 1, 2 is okay. So I'll go to we are, then tap, bring this to 5 to use the same measurement. 1, 2. All right. So I will still go to active. I'll still go to active. You know, leave this to 5. 1, 2. All right. So the reason why I actually did it that way, so I won't make any mistakes. Yeah, I don't have to make any mistake about that. So I'll go to chairman. The same thing. 5, 1, 2. Maybe this one will be around 3. Okay. So then for so let me lock other ones. The chairman bring it up, so I'll lock it up. So they, mind you, I have to still repeat the same step that I did for others. 1, 2, maybe 3. All right. So then for the shape that cover the mind you, I will also do the same thing I did. 1, 2, 3. So it's now aligned properly. I think is actually aligned properly right now. Okay. So now the next thing I will be doing there is, okay, I'm done with whatever thing I think of. I will even think of. I'm done. Yeah. So I'm not adding any effect to this. I'm done. So the graphics, I'll just take it up a bit, just a step, bits. So that's nice. What I actually want to do there is I just want to add a shadow effect to this. So I'll just go to my go to my shape. Okay, draw a shape. So this shape, I will reduce it to its simplest form, like a line. So when I reduce it like that, I'll go to color and give it a color, a gradient. So when I give it a gradient, for the dark part, I'll give it this particular color. Then for this, I'll give this particular, maybe somewhere around there, a color. Maybe this one should be white. All right. Okay. So I'm trying to drag this front a bit, so I can reduce this. Did you see that? So I'll just go back to the color. So when I click on this, I will give it transparency. So when I click on this also, I'll as well give it transparency. So let's see. So you see what we've got. So now let me try to drag it up. Let me try to drag it up. So now I'll send it to back. So you see what we've got. Yeah. So the sonac is now on top of a 3D object curved. Do you see that? Right. So that's really, really, really nice. Okay. So do you see how I actually did the the design there? So that's it. I was trying to get something right, but I didn't get it very accurate. But in our next class, I think I'll have to repeat the same process so I can be able to give you exactly that. I'll try to make some. Okay, so now look at this. I think our design is now appealing and attractive. So very simple, right? So there is need for a white space. There is need for space when you're designing. It's not all about jump packing, or joining the whole thing. It's all about how creative you can think, right? So when you look at our design, now, it's actually simple but awesome. Very, very awesome. Very simple and awesome at the same time. All right. So now, what I'm going to do now is, you know, okay, this I can actually drag this from this end to this end, then take it up. Okay, so do you see what I actually did there? So now I'm just thinking of something else. I'm thinking of something else to do. Oh, okay, so for this the active and the E, I just want to bring in a line to bisect this. Maybe I can use this. Maybe I can use this. I'll copy this stuff that I did up here. I'll just copy it and bring it somewhere here. So I will reduce. So now let's zoom and see what we're gonna get there. So right, so I'll just reduce this. from this length to this length. So I'll reduce it to its simplest form, which is a line. So do you see how it actually gave a cut, a kind of a cut on our design? So the first step should be a kind of thicker. Let me bring it down a bit. The first cutting there should be a kind of a thicker, somehow thick, not fully joined. Then I'll copy this, then drag this one down. I'll use my dragging tool to drag it down. I'll bring it down. So I'll position the second one somewhere there. So, but for now, okay, let me take the second one up a bit. The first one, this should be move up a bit. Okay, so let me take it up a bit. Okay, somewhere around there here. All right. So, but this other one should be tinier, right, like a line. So I'll now bring it down. Okay, so you see how I brought it back to that place. So, but before then, I'll go to the color back. I'll go back to the color. I'll give this a white. Then this also a white. Okay, it's already on white. So why I gave it white is when you look at this now, try to look at this tiny line and this other one. This one now actually obstructed our design, bringing some offshoots which I don't really want. So I'll give it on white so that it will actually align with our background. So I'll go ahead and repeat the same step here. Go to color, the plus sign, leave this one to white. Sorry, to white. Then this other side to white. Okay, so now you see the whole thing is now aligned. All right, so now you see the effect I've actually applied there. That's really awesome. All right, isn't it awesome? That's very, very awesome. So now I can go ahead and save our design. Yeah, so there's no much thing to do here. So but before then I have to cross check my design properly. So when I look at the W, I think the W has a cut there. So I'll go to padding. I'll click on the W. That's we are. Go to padding. The first part, I'll increase it. Oh, okay. So the W will be informed. Then I'll go to positioning. Bring it back to its position. Okay. So did any other thing cut? No. So the E, I still want to reduce the E a bit, just small. The reasons is that this is not fully aligned with this. So I just want to create that particular space right there. Okay, I'll just reduce this a bit to stop somewhere around here. Not really. Okay. So do you see that? So I've actually formed that. Okay, I can still reduce it more. Isn't it too much? It's too much now. Oh, okay, that's nice. So I'll go ahead and lock it back. So that's really wonderful, right? So that's really wonderful. So now I'll just go ahead and save up our designs. Okay. So save up our designs. For this shape up here, I can copy it, then bring it down. Alright. So I just want to create an interface there. I just want to create a facial look there. Bring it down, but it won't cover the shoes. But I just want to bring it down there to cover the outline of the image. Okay, so it's actually nice now. Okay, so we'll just go ahead, save our design. We are active. We are active, creative. Anyhow you want to save it, all right? So save as image. We'll save it as image. Maybe I or anyhow I want to save it. Okay, so I'll go ahead and click on exit. So when I check my memory, my phone memory, I can find it there. Isn't that wonderful? That's really cool. This is what we just did, right? So isn't our design really awesome? It's awesome. Yeah, it's actually awesome. Okay. So alright guys, just the normal stuff, like, subscribe, comment, share, and also recommend your siblings, your friends, people you meet on social media to the Bright Skill Academy. There are more to learn, not just graphics. There are a whole lot of things to learn, a whole lot of digital skills to learn. All right, so stay tuned while we'll bring it up on our next design. So now there's something I didn't check well. The C here has some clouds. So what I'm doing here